Hey, 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 it's Tuesday at 2 here from Circle B Diecast in Concord, North Carolina. We are so glad that you have joined us. Yes, indeed. We have got Victor and John and Norman joining us on our traditional channels. We got TikTok with, I can't read the names. They're too small for me on there. There we go. There we go. All right, so we got it over there. So Kyle is, well, that's our producer here. Oh, Gangstalicious Goose is in the house. Well, we can start now because Gangstalicious Goose is here. Great stuff. Really, really cool. And that's really, Victor just chimed in, and that's really what I wanted to lead with is that not only did Kevin Harvick win, but Victor called it. And so, Victor, you are the man. You called Kevin Harvick's win at it. And the good news is, Victor, by calling that properly right, you get to order 20 of those race-winning diecasts. Oh, yeah. No, Victor, it's all good. It's all good. Yes, we have race-winning Kevin Harvick diecast. Wow, something we haven't said in a while. Remember when we used to have race-winning Kevin Harvick diecast every week? Well, now we've got race-winning Kevin Harvick diecast. It was the Busch Light Apple car. What a run. Here's the thing. If you want to talk about NASCAR racing, or it's Knoxville Nationals week, so I'm getting ready for some sprint car racing, type in, let's talk about it there, as far as the comments go. But talking about Sunday's race, I absolutely love Sunday's race. The reason I love it is that win for Kevin Harvick, for Rodney Childers, for that team, first and foremost, to win at Michigan, you have got to have a bad, fast engine and a bad, fast car. So everyone in the engine shop over at Roush Yates Engines, everyone that installs the engines at Stewart-Haas Racing, and everyone that built that car at Stewart-Haas Racing was a hand in that win because that car was so good, particularly at the end. And then when you look at it, the adjustments that they made from Saturday practice, where they were good car, not a great car, to the end of that race on Sunday where they were a great car. That is the team on the road. From the strategy of pitting and not losing a lap, that put them in the spot. Kevin Harvick told us in Victory Lane with MRN, he said, I can now control the race. And then Kevin wheeling that car at the end. Man, I'll tell you what, he just... I did crew call this morning. We recorded it this morning. It'll drop Thursday, I think it is, with MRN, just with the goofy schedule we're running with Todd Gordon, and Todd was the Joey Logano's crew chief at Team Penske, and he said, Todd was like, there are a handful of race car drivers and athletes that at the end of the race you want the ball in their hands. And Kevin Harvick might be the best among them right now. You put him in control of that race. Folks, it's Tuesday at 2. If he had to run 2 days, 48 hours of perfect laps, he'd still be running 48 hours of perfect laps. I hate to say it because NASCAR races and cautions and mechanical issues, if that race stayed green for another 30 laps to the next pit, they weren't going to catch him. They weren't going to catch him because that's Kevin Harvick. And so you had Harvick and you had Rodney with the strategy, and then the team with the adjustments, and the team back at the shop and the engine shop. Man, folks, that's a win for everybody, for that Stewart-Haas Racing team. And Lord knows they needed it. And so consequently, I like when we see races like that are just like, wow, that are just, you get to see excellence. And that's what we saw. And I thought that was really cool. I thought they did a great job. I really did. And the bottom line of it is that they knew the pressure was on because Victor predicted it, and so they knew that the heat was on. You get the prediction of Victor. Oh man, I'll tell you what, you don't want to disappoint that guy. He'll come swooping in there with his limos and everything else. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So what a big win, and that puts us in a mess. Well, it's not a mess. It's a mess if you're Martin Truex Jr. It's a mess if you haven't won. It's no picnic if you're Ryan Blaney. He's in. I'll tell you, it's no picnic if you're Kurt Busch. because if we get to 17 wins, who's the first man out? There's not a lot of picnicking going on in that garage area. There's a whole lot of stress and strain, and so I just think I've shared this. I just think this year's been fantastic, and it's really cool. It's really cool. So good stuff, really is. And yes, that race winning diecast is available at circlebdiecast.com. That's www.circlebdiecast.com. Gangsterlicious Goose says, you seem like a cool dude. Well, by God, you are a fine judge of character, my man. Yes, I don't know about that, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words. Exactly. Do you guys sell Action Extreme? No, we do not. So what we sell is Circle B Diecast, the best ever. So, but we have our own. We're a distributor of a lot of different things, a lot of different items from NASCAR, but we don't sell that. So great stuff. All right. So let's see what's going on here. Ray said, your thoughts on the street course in Chicago, good or bad? Does spectacular count as good? Ray, I am all about let's mix this up. I don't know how long you've been a fan, Ray. Okay. Do you remember 10 years ago? Oh, we wrap up at Michigan and we go to Pocono. Oh, gosh, we go to Watkins Glen. And, oh, man, we go back to Michigan again. And then we go to, no, this is not that. This is, if it's whacked out, let's try it. So, Ray, I think the challenges are going to be big. I don't know what the cars are going to race like there, and I think that's a challenge. I didn't know what the cars were going to race like in the Coliseum, and it turned out pretty darn good. So I'm all giddy up. Let's go. 2 thumbs up. This is, I love where we're going with this, because what I love is we live in a society where what you showed me last week, you better not show me again this week. Well, we've never seen a street course. And so on July 4th weekend next year, NASCAR is going to show you something you've never seen before. And I just think that it's part of the evolution of this sport. And I'm fine with it. I am fine with it. Yeah, I understand. I mean, and the one thing, and I've stated this when everyone has asked about this, the one thing that I don't like about it is it apparently has taken away Road America from us. I don't like that at all. But I don't know what you do either. I mean, it's just like there's only so many weekends and so much on the calendar and everything else. I'm hoping that maybe we get into some rotation where every other year or so we go back to Road America. I don't know. Nobody has told me that. But that would keep it different every week. That would keep it in circulation. Do we go to every track every year, or are there 4, 5, or 6 tracks that we rotate in every other year? I don't know. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. And it is good. So great stuff. Really, really fun stuff for sure. And so Ray put me down in the positive of that. I am just all about mixing it up. Let's showcase some different skill sets. Let's showcase some different talent. I think we've seen it this year. The talent on display has been great. And so neat stuff. So yeah, I'm all about it. Let's go some more different. Let's try something different. I can tell you this. I don't know what the race is going to look like. I am certainly not Victor when it comes to predicting and calling things. Okay. So I'm certainly not that good at it. My hunch is we're going to have a heck of a party in Chicago and a race will break out. That's my hunch. It's going to be a heck of a time. I just really think it is. NASCAR's approach to this is that we're going to take NASCAR to where the people are. And we're going to take NASCAR to where the people are. So what they did was the Coliseum. And a whole new group of people saw NASCAR. And I love that. I think that's good. I think there's plenty of room here. We pulled into town. I'm just going to tell you this story. We pulled into town, okay? We're driving down the road, and there's a middle-aged Hispanic man in a pickup truck wearing a Kevin Harvick hat, just driving down the road, and it's not It's not one of those freebies that Jimmy John gave you. It's one of those premium hats. And he was all decked out in it. And on the back of his truck, Kevin Harvick. And I'm just like, middle-aged Hispanic man in Los Angeles proper, the city, cheering for Kevin Harvick. We stayed over by where the Lakers play, the Staples Center, which is something else now. Okay, we stayed there. 3 young African-American men, one decked out in Bubba Wallace gear, one decked out in Denny Hamlin gear, and one decked out in Chase Elliott gear. And again, I'm not talking the cheap t-shirts they give you away with an air filter at Napa. I'm talking the leather coats, the quality hats. If this sport is going to grow, it's got to go places. Downtown LA brought new people into this sport, and it was really, really cool to see. We were there the week before the Super Bowl in LA, down in that area by the Staples Center. There was the NFL Super Bowl live area. That is where the hangout spot, the party spot. You know what I saw Saturday night, 1 week before the Super Bowl in the NFL live zone in downtown LA? I saw NASCAR. Everything there because NASCAR took over that NFL party. Now, the week later, it was the Super Bowl. I get that. But you've got to reach new people. And I think the LA Coliseum race and I think the street race in Chicago is that's good. Ray better be packing a gun. Ray, there's people shot in my hometown of Concord, North Carolina, for Charlotte Motor Speedway. There are people shot in every city. They got to get a gun. Do better than that, Ray. I'm not big on chastising people on here, but do better. Okay, that's just, and I know you qualified it with an LOL. That's a lame. That's Ray. You can do better than that. Love you, brother. I love you, but you can do better than that. All right. Now, Mexico City a few years ago, that was a little sketchy, but we went down there, and it was the same thing. Now, the third year, things had kind of broken down there a little bit, but no, we're going to be just fine in Chicago. We're going to be just great in Chicago, and it's going to be fun. It really is. It really is. Great stuff. Let's see. I got to move this just a little bit. Oh, okay. I saw something about local. Well, Kevin Harvick was local from Bakersfield. That's right. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, right. I know. I saw the LOL and everything like that. But it is just one of my little pet peeves about people saying, "Oh, we don't get shot in Chicago." Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, there are times walking around in my hometown where I'm like, I hope I don't get shot down here. And I live in Concord, North Carolina. You know, I mean, it's just I hate it. I hate that we live in our society the way we do, but we do. And that's it. So, and Ray, and I get it. I know it was a joke, but that's just one of those little pet peeve things that kind of gets my attention. So there we go. All right. How we go? Matt says, how about Bowman's solid race coming up out? Yeah. What's going on over there with the 24 and the 48? I'm glad Bowman had a good solid run. And actually the 24 looked like it was all right as well. So maybe they're getting their poop in a pile, if you will, here when we get close to the playoffs. But yeah, I'm glad to see Matt. I'm glad to see Alex Bowman have a good run. It is it's cool. It is fun. So good times, that's for sure. The NASCAR Cup Series, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series go to Richmond, the old fairgrounds 3/4 mile track up there in Virginia. That is going to be awesome. Motor Racing Network is going to be there all weekend long, but I am going to the Knoxville Nationals, and I cannot wait. My man Matthew's already out there. He's already got his spot taped out in front of the stage. We have a karaoke machine coming this year for our party, and it's going to be wide open. So the Knoxville Nationals, if you're inclined to check us out, 6 o'clock Iowa time, which I believe is 7 o'clock Eastern time, on Wing Nation, our Sprint Car Show's Facebook Live page. It is, we're going to be doing live shows from the stage there and cannot wait. It's going to be awesome. It really, truly is. Really, really fun. Crew Guy says, what do you think about Jack throwing his helmet? Jack throwing his helmet. Sheldon threw a helmet. Jack's son Sheldon threw a helmet. Okay, I'm not sure exactly. There we go. Matt can't wait till they get to Glenn in the 2 weeks. Whoa, 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 whoa. How about this? Now, Matt, now you talk about a man who has got it together. Matt can't wait to get to the Glen in 2 weeks. He'll be there with his fiance for their anniversary. Yeah, she's into NASCAR. Well, I'll tell you what, Matt. I will tell you what. You are setting yourself up for a happy, happy life. Because what they say, happy wife, happy life. You know what they say? If mama ain't happy, nobody's happy. You taking her to Watkins Glen. Whoop, man, you're a legend doing that. That's going to be awesome. Watkins Glen is fantastic. I can't wait to get up there next week. I'm just really, really excited about it. So it's great. Fun stuff. Matt, congratulations on the anniversary. And I know you're going to enjoy it. And kudos to you. That is a great way to spend an anniversary at a NASCAR race. Norman. If you say it enough times, I will comment on it. Yes, Noah to the 42 tomorrow. I have no idea, Norman. You know more than I do. No idea. I've heard that same rumor. Here's the deal. I'm going to tie it in with Wes. Where do you think Kyle Busch ends up? I think Kyle Busch ends up in the 42 tomorrow. All right? I have no idea. Norman, you might be right. And next week when you come in like my man Victor, just saying, I called it. Although you probably read it on Twitter like I did 72 other times. I have no idea. Okay, Kyle Busch to the four. Wes, I don't know where Kyle Busch is going to end up. I really don't. If you'd have talked to me 2 months ago, I'd have been 95% Joe Gibbs Racing, 5% somewhere else. I'm not even sure I'm 50-50 now. I think it might be less than 50 that he's at Joe Gibbs Racing. Okay? I tweeted about this yesterday. I said, Petty GMS is making an announcement tomorrow. What if it's Kyle Busch? Okay? Let's unpack this here a little bit. Okay? If you're Petty GMS, one of Kyle's beefs has been getting market price for his services, as he deserves, as he should get, as a 2-time champion, as he should. Okay? You're Maury Gallagher, and you want to make a splash with your team? Kyle, what's your price? Let me get out my checkbook. Okay? This is why, to me, it doesn't seem as far-fetched. Okay? College Racing, a brand new 2-car team this year with 2 guys who have never won a race. Look at them go. Kyle Busch, buddies with Eric Jones, who's won races and will win races again with Petty GMS. I don't think Kyle Busch is going to the Petty GMS car. I don't think he is. But you follow that trail. What if? And so then what's going to happen is next week, Norman, I'm going to come in and tell you that no, it wasn't Noah. It was Kyle Busch. Nah. There. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know where anybody is going. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I thought that Kyle was going to be at Gibbs for the longest time. I don't know that that's the case anymore. I'm not sure. My hunch, there's a number 10 car with Stewart Haas Racing sitting there that I'm assuming Gene Haas has made a phone call. I mean, he knows Kurt, so he might have said, Kurt, what's your brother's number? Maybe not. But I think this car and what we've seen does open up other options. And again, I don't think he's going to Petty GMS, but lay it out like I did. I think the biggest challenge right now is that Kyle's got to figure out what to do with KBM, because that Truck Series team is so intertwined with Toyota. And if he goes to a Chevy team or a Ford team, they don't have the intertwinings in the Truck Series. So, yeah. Will, 10 cars for Ryan Preece. I've heard that too. Here's the deal, okay? Oh, Matt says Kyle Busch to the new Plan B racing team. Well, I can promise you one thing. if there is a new Plan B sales racing team, I don't know who will be the first to know, but I know who will be the last to know. This guy. They tell me nothing because they know that I go brrrr like this. I would be the last to know if that's the case. I think diecast sales have been all right, but I don't know that Brent's ready to form a Cup Series team. Could be wrong. Maybe he's got a charter, Maybe he said to Rick Ware, you come over and sign 50 cars and give me your charter and we'll go from there, but I don't know. It's silly season. It's called silly season for a reason. There's one move every year that's like, where'd that come from? Where'd that come from? Well, stay tuned. We might get that tomorrow. Wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't you guys just die? Wouldn't you guys, I know I would. Wouldn't you guys just crack up if Maury Gallagher comes strutting out with Mike Beam, his general manager, and out from behind the curtains comes Kyle Busch? That'd just set the world right upside down, wouldn't it? But you know what it would do? It would set Petty GMS Racing Team on an upward trajectory with sponsors, with partners, and performance. Not as crazy as it sounded when I first. I gauge off from my main man Kyle over here. When I first said that, he's laughing. He's like, he's all backed up laughing. Now he's like, well, now you laid it out. I don't know. It's called silly season for a reason because it's silly. 3 months ago, I had Kyle Busch staying in the 18 car. Now I don't know exactly. I just don't know. We'll have to see exactly. All right, let's talk about this. Ty Gibbs. Conventional wisdom is Ty Gibbs going to Cup Series. All right. I remember a young lad at a place called Joe Gibbs Racing by the name of Joey Logano. Tony Stewart slipped off to field his own team. And they moved Joey Logano up to the Cup Series maybe a year too early. Didn't work. You know what happened? 2-3 years later, Joey Logano goes to Team Penske, his own team, wins the championship, and becomes Joey Logano. Move a couple more years. Carl Edwards decides he's going to retire. Well, Daniel Suarez, he's the defending Xfinity Series champion. I guess we're going to have to move him up quicker than we thought. How'd that work out? Not too good. Daniel Suarez goes. Stewart Haas Racing. Trackhouse Racing. A couple weeks ago, Daniel Suarez a winner. A little too quick on the get-go, Joe Gibbs Racing. I would never tell Coach what to do with his race team or with his family. Maybe the third time is the charm with Ty Gibbs. But there is a history in that building of moving guys up a little quicker than maybe we should have moved them up. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Ty Gibbs looks awful good in that 45 car. There's no doubt about it. So we'll see. But I just think that sometimes you got to sit back and look at history and be like, well, you know what? We've seen this show before. And, the thing of it is that Joey Logano, his last name is not Gibbs. Daniel Suarez, his last name is not Gibbs. Let's say we move Ty up and the results are the same that they were with Suarez and Logano, and it's a little, gets a whole lot messier. So I don't know. It's crazy. So stay tuned. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Stay tuned. How about that? Now we just took something out of this, and Wes, you are absolutely right. My hair is on point. Yes, it is. No, it's not. I got this little mess here. There we go. Oh, that's much better. Got this little mess here. Got summertime hair, baby. Summertime hair. Coach said that Ty is staying in the year in Xfinity, but depends on Kyle. Exactly. I mean, I don't think we know all the answers. I think we know what everyone wants to happen. Okay, is Coach Gibbs wants some company to send a lot of money to his team so that Kyle Busch can stay in the 18 car and Ty Gibbs can stay in the Xfinity Series. That's what Coach Gibbs wants. Myself, I would like to date a supermodel. Okay? I would like to date a supermodel. Thus far, I've not had any luck with that. Thus far, Coach Gibbs has not had any luck with that sponsor. And so, in the case of Coach Gibbs, you may have to adapt and move somewhere else, and they'll do that. In the case of me, you just kind of go through life wishing that maybe and looking at a supermodel and saying, hey, and then she gets the restraining order and whatnot. No restraining orders. It's all good. Now, sometimes I agree. I agree with you, Matt, that that's what Coach says, and I think that that's the perfect world. The problem of it is the perfect world is contingent upon someone dropping a boatload of money into his bank. That'd be a perfect world for me too. Then I could go sponsor a supermodel. But anyhow, I don't know. It's crazy. We're talking about supermodels way off the reservation here, and we're just about at the end of our time window as well. So, my main man, when is Jonathan's next sale? Do we know? Jonathan, when's your next sale?
You doing anything today, Jonathan? Not this week.
Oh, not the. Oh, he is giving you guys, man. I'm telling you what. I've talked to some of y'all at the racetrack. When Jonathan gets on this thing, your credit cards and debit cards come out smoking. I'm telling you what. So he has given you a little bit of a breather this week. That just means get those accounts topped back off, because when he comes back next week, woo, batten down the hatches. He's going to have some deals. He's been out there rooting around in the warehouse and finding some things, and he's got some good stuff coming up. So Jonathan will have some more auctions, more live stuff next week on our social channels. So there you have it. Absolutely. Supermodel talk here from Circle B Diecast in Concord, North Carolina. That's right. Victor says his debit card is on fire. Yes, indeed. So fun stuff. Yeah, you can follow our social channels. Jonathan will have sales coming up along the way. And, of course, our standard day in and day out deals. Hey, Kevin Harvick diecast cars. The race-winning diecast, you need to get that one ordered now. I think it'll sell pretty good. I think it'll go well. So fun stuff. Absolutely. So with that, we're going to get out of here before we offend myself or somebody else with my analysis about supermodels. So, hey, I'm the Postman. Remember, for all your diecast needs, you can go to www.circlebdiecast.com. Thanks for joining us this week here on the show.